Yeah.
Because the algorithm is like, okay, this guy is getting hundreds of thousands of views out of nowhere, so he's popular, so let's push him more. And that's when it was just like, bow. Suffering is a gift. As much as we don't want to admit it sometimes, it's the only way to grow. It's the only way.
You ever see something so true that you couldn't unsee it? Something that you just knew would serve you. Whether it be self-awareness, plant medicine, a lover, a career. That's what we get down to here. Welcome to Disciplined Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness. Spark up or don't, and enjoy the show. Glad you're here.
And welcome back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners.
I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie, and we are the gateway drug to mindfulness. And today,
oh my gosh, finally.
What is happening?
The
even
urban
right now?
legend of my bro. Okay, this I'm gonna give you the proper intro and also a personal intro. Right off the bat, I've lived with this man. He's one of the OG YouTubers of Canada. You know him as so many different things. Probably first as the fat guy. He's a multidisciplinary artist. He creates on many capacities, lots of ways. He has affected my life and Winnie's life, and we talk about him in the pod so much, so I'm ready to
He's
dive
the
in.
unofficial executive producer of this podcast.
Please put your hands together for our friend Matthew Santoro.
Hi.
Good to see you, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you for the eggnog.
Yes, so we got eggnog. We like to have different drinks on the show because stoners obviously love drinks, and so we
Drinks
got.
or food more?
Oh, that's a good question. I think people who have a better relationship with the munchies are probably more drink people. But yeah, people who love those munchies.
I'm more of a food guy, so
yeah.
you guys know.
Yeah.
You order some naughty treats when we hang.
And it's so good.
You often
Donuts.
get those baller donuts.
I am not a disciplined stoner. Definitely not.
But that's the fact that you know that is part of what makes up a disciplined stoner. The fact that you know, hey, cannabis isn't for me when I need to be A, B, and C, so I'm not going to do it during those times. Like
it affects me, I think, in a very different way than it affects you guys, and I'm jealous because I wish that I could function and do all the things that you guys do.
Yeah.
But indica sativa, it all affects me the same way. I just want to sleep. I don't really create anything, and that gives me anxiety because I need to create.
Yeah.
So it takes away the anxiety and it makes me chill because it's medicine, but then I don't create and I need to create. So it's
So it's just a different, it's more of it's not an everyday relationship with you, which is great. Like so many people don't have that.
That's fascinating what you just said. Okay, we're got to get into our story, how we became friends and this all unfolded. But you just said something really beautiful, is that you need to create.
I do, to be happy.
You have a high level of output. You always have.
Not as much as when you were living with me. That was crazy.
He told me. So let's hold on. I'm sure that everyone knows you, but just for the people who might be babies and this is their first time watching a YouTube video ever in their entire life.
If you've watched YouTube at all, you've come across Matt's face.
That's actually correct. Like you said, one of the OGs of Canada, which is true because he lives in Canada,
but
OGs
period.
of YouTube, like of global YouTube. This guy here, like, started it.
Well, I consider myself second generation.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
Because
so
Orange Guy and stuff was first, right?
Orange Guy,
The talking orange.
I think that's what it was called.
like
yeah.
that was.
I don't even remember
So the
Orange
very
Guy.
first YouTubers were the actual like
Pioneers.
like Ray William Johnson, Smosh, iJustine. These people were uploading when uploading wasn't even a thing yet, and they showed that it could be done. And then I was the generation, which was still super early.
So early.
It was still weird to upload yourself to the internet when I did it.
2010, 2000.
My first video was May 13th, 2010. But they were doing it
Whoa.
like 2006.
Yeah.
So,
2010, right?
yeah, that's a good shirt. So, yeah, when I started uploading, it was because I saw that it could be done. And these people had millions of subscribers, and I had been watching them regularly, but I didn't realize that there's a whole community. And so I started uploading, and I was like, well, if they can do it, maybe I can do it. And so that's just how that started.
That's
But
literally, you were just like, oh, I'm going to try uploading videos.
well, I was always the class clown, and I always knew that I'm an only child. Like, we're only children, right? So we
have a
like
lot in
attention.
Yeah.
We like attention, and we always want that. So for me, when I was in grade school, I was always goofy, and then when I started YouTube, that was my way of just being the class clown, but on a global scale, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, and you quit.
Wow.
You left an accountant job to do YouTube, right?
Accounting left me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got my Master of Accountancy degree. That took 5.5 years at Brock.
Shit.
Yeah, and that was a good time. That was actually one of the best times of my life, just because I was around people so much, and we were going out a lot and partying, and I think it was because there was no uncertainty. It was just a very structured life. Like being a student was very structured compared to being out in the adult world, because then you're on your own and nothing's like for sure. Whereas
You're in the fucking wild.
yeah. Whereas when you're a student, it's like I know exactly where this is going. Like if I do A, I will end up at B, which is the degree. And I just kept doing that, and I worked my butt off, and I saved up. I graduated with no debt.
What?
Because I worked. I've always been a hard worker, though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Is like
You worked at a grocery store, right?
for 10 years.
Bro,
I-
we put in the time.
Yeah. So I worked my butt off. I probably worked all throughout university, probably 20, 30 hours a week.
And studied and did school.
Which isn't, too crazy, but for a student,
Yeah, for
No.
sure.
And you paid it off.
yeah,
got it
and I
out.
made good money, and I just paid my way off, and then that was that.
Dude.
And then,
But I don't use it anymore. It's just a piece of paper in my
so
closet.
did you get a job in accounting after you graduated?
Yep.
Okay.
So I did that for like a couple of years, and then the economy got all weird around that time.
Yes, it did.
Yep.
2008.
And then the firm that I was at had to lay off some people, and it was me and an older lady.
The young guy and the older lady. Shit.
Yeah, and I actually asked them, I said, was it because of my performance? I remember asking that specifically. And they said no, but in reality, I know it was. Like, if I'm being honest with myself. Because I just didn't like it, and I didn't want to... Like, dude, I was at work writing YouTube scripts.
Yes.
I would be at my desk writing YouTube scripts. If you know anything about accounting, you can't do that. Every minute has to be charged out. Like, I think it's like 90% charge out rate. And mine was that, but I was like fudging the numbers. I was like attributing a lot of the time that I wasn't working to the client. So I was a hustler. I was just hustling, really.
Well, whatever
That's
led you to here.
And then, so I love that, though, because you did the thing that you were passionate about creating for when you were at a job to pay your bills. And that's a wise move. When we talk about that, people making the
A
transition.
lot of people do that.
Yeah, like to entrepreneur, full-time creator. And it's like, because you got to.
Yeah.
And you're also training your mind to work in a structured manner, like to get things done. Like, even if you're on the clock over here, it's like you're sitting down and doing it. You're like choosing something else over it.
Like Gary Vee would always say, like how many hours in a day do you have? Say like 24 hours. And then once you account for your job and your home life, etc., you might have like 8 hours left, and you sleep for 6. So, you know, he'll do that. But he'll say, okay, so you're watching Netflix for 2 hours a night. You could attribute that to work or whatever. But me, I was doing it at work and after work.
Yes.
Like I was just YouTube, because I was so passionate about it.
Okay, so had you started your channel when you had an accounting job?
No, I was still in... I think I started it... Wait, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
I started it... I think I started uploading right before I started working as an accountant. Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, so you were kind of doing it as like
You're just out of college.
I know, I'm trying to keep it as smart. It likes you, man. It
It's
wants
so
to
funny.
get into
It's so
your
funny.
system.
I always tell these guys like their lungs are used to it, but I never smoke ever, right? And so like I get really dizzy when I'm here because it's so smoky all the time.
That's just me.
We can't put it on right now, but we did get an air purifier.
Yeah, no,
so
that's fine.
When
That's
you
fine.
are here, not on the podcast, it's way better now with
No,
our
for
air
sure.
purifier.
Nicer.
Shout out air
amazing.
purifier. With my allergies to olive,
Yeah.
I can sleep.
You
so
have
great.
cat allergies?
Yeah, we both.
So
do.
did I, but I developed an immunity.
Oh, nice. I'm hoping that happens for me. Okay, so
This is amazing.
you were uploading and then you got laid off, and then were you considering looking for another job? Did you try to get another job?
Not as an accountant.
Okay.
When that happened, that was one of the most pivotal moments in my life because I realized that I realized nothing is safe. Like the entire reason that I went into accounting was because I wanted to make money, which is not a reason to go into something. Side note, if you want to make money, do what you love and the money will come. If you get good enough at anything, if you're into juggling and you get good enough at it, you can make good money from it. Yeah. So don't go into something wanting money or attention or fame because 99 times out of 100, you're not going to make it. Not because you don't have the talent, it's because you don't have the intense inner drive and fire that's going to push you through those nights over the course of a long time that it takes to be successful. And you're just going to end up quitting because you're not going to have, your why is not going to be there.
Yeah.
So why did you want it so much? You think just the attention, or what did you like creating about it so much?
I don't know.
It was leading edge technology too.
It was new and it was exciting, and there was
Yeah.
something about the medium of putting yourself on the internet
Yeah.
that nobody was doing.
Yeah.
And I saw it early, like I saw a lot of couple other things in my life early before anybody else did.
Yeah.
So
Why did you want money as a young person? What you went into accounting to make money, to
Yeah.
make good money,
Yeah.
I think.
yeah,
So you wanted to be
because I'm young. That's like everybody. Like when you're young, you
you're
just want
just
to
like,
make as much money as possible.
okay. There's no it doesn't come from anything. It's not
No.
okay.
No,
wow.
I was just like, I just want to make money.
But did your dad have a business, or did your mom have a business? How did you?
My dad was always in business, but then he became a teacher in business. And my mom never really did anything in particular, but both of them are approaching retirement now.
Nice.
That's exciting. That's a new time in life, a new phase.
Yeah, I never want to retire.
Me either.
I don't really believe in retirement.
Me either. I don't believe in it at all. I think it's a trick.
So you just to get back to YouTube, because it's going to lead in perfectly to like how we met and everything and will unfold. You had an experience where you were creating videos, and there's that time between when you blew up and how long was that, and what was that like? Because I quote you when talking to other people. It's crazy.
So I started uploading 2010, and then I was uploading for 3 years while I was working in accounting and doing stuff. And then when I got laid off, I remember the day I got laid off, I went to the parking lot and I was just smiling. I wasn't upset at all.
Oh,
Not
that's
even
so
a little.
nice.
Not even a little bit, because I felt free. And I actually recorded myself. I put it on my vlog channel, which isn't up anymore, but
Yes.
I recently re-released it on my Instagram and my...
Hey guys, I don't even know how to start this vlog. Something big just happened in my life, and I debated even making this vlog. But I want to keep these vlogs as sort of a reminder in the future of what my life was like in a specific point in time. And yeah, so just bear with me as if this vlog is kind of long. I just lost my job. I was sitting there at work, and the firm administrator, the girl that takes care of everything, brought me and another lady that I work with into the meeting room at work, and she said she was there with one of the partners. I worked at an accounting firm, and basically they had two envelopes in front of them, and right away I knew what was happening. I just had a sense, and it was really quick. They just said, unfortunately, business has slowed down. They've lost some clients and things like that, and basically you're both fired or laid off, or however that stuff works. And now I'm unemployed. For the first time in my life, I'm actually unemployed. It's kind of a weird feeling. I've never not had a job ever since I was 15 years old. I'm 27. I've never not had a job. And here I am.
Baby face.
Yeah, I just posted like my feelings about how I felt, but there was a sense of calmness, I remember that day, where I felt like, oh, I don't have to go do this thing anymore.
Yeah.
And so I can start shooting weddings, or like I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew it wasn't accounting, and I knew that was the day I was going to leave everything behind. Yeah. But I wouldn't have done it on my own.
Yeah.
So a miracle happened where you got fired.
Yeah,
That's fucking dope.
But that was the first time in my life that I realized that the universe has a way of pushing you in a direction that you were always meant to go. And if you don't step over that ledge, the universe is going to do it, but in a very unkind way.
We talk about her. Winnie got her ass kicked by her bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm an agent of change, so I've always been cool. On to the next level.
The
chips are down.
I forgot to send it to you. I literally recorded a slice of Ram Dass that I just wanted to record because I like to make content with it. But it specifically, I was going to send it to you today. And I can't, it's talking about how we end up like learning much, much more in moments of like challenge.
For sure.
And like you're much more likely to get on a path to enlightenment or of enlightenment through challenge. Like
suffering is the only way to enlighten.
The good stuff feels good, but yeah.
You gotta take both. You can't take the darkness and the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh,
that's why we were suffering as a gift. As much as we don't want to admit it sometimes, it's the only way to grow. It's the only way to find your true Christ consciousness, your divine being.
Yeah.
You know?
So you had 3.5 years, almost 4 years of hustling, putting them up, finding your format.
So yeah, I did that for 3 years. I got laid off, and then that day I gave myself 1 year of hustling and putting out videos before I go, okay, now I got to figure something out to make money. So
you gave yourself like a deadline, an ultimatum.
1 year.
So that's very special as far as you being a manifester. And maybe you didn't know what you were doing, but you gave yourself a time and space. You gave yourself a goal. Mm-hmm. You gave the universe an idea of when to deliver by.
And I lived off of unemployment for a year.
Yes.
And then
love that.
And then literally I remember the week that it ran out, my YouTube career took off.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What? Where was your mental state that week? Do you remember? Like, were you like, fuck, I need to find something now? Like,
well, I remember the moment.
Or was YouTube starting to do stuff?
No, I remember the moment where I knew I had been given my opportunity. I was in Chicago, actually. I was doing a cross-country trip with Scott Kinmartin and Rob Gavigan. I started in St. Catharines, like where I was living, and then we went to Buffalo, and then from Buffalo we went to we were going to Portland, but we ended up in I can't think anywhere where Rob lives, which is just above Buffalo, and then we went from Massachusetts. Then we went from Massachusetts all the way across the country to Portland, Oregon, where our friend Household Hacker,
what a trip,
who's no longer with us, rest in peace. But he was the reason that I got where I am. Because the way that YouTube used to work was you used to be able to share things on your community tab, and if you did that, it was like posting to social media. The only difference is it would go out to all your subscribers. So he actually created a Facebook group where they would share each other's videos, and it was all people with millions of subscribers. So they would share each other's, and they would all help each other go viral. Well, I was introduced into this group, and I remember the moment it happened. We were at our friend Jillian's place, and I was having deep dish Chicago pizza and one of these like Chicago beers, and I remember they were doing a live stream in the other room, and I remember Rob coming out of the room and saying, just looking me dead in the eye and just saying, "Dylan's adding you to the group," and then something along the lines of, "Your life's about to change." And it was so prophetic. Yeah, it was super prophetic. And I knew that was the moment that it was like, this is it. It's happening right now.
Dude, I've not heard this story before.
No, a lot of people haven't heard this story.
That's amazing.
And since then, I've gotten very good at recognizing certain moments in life where I can stop myself and say, oh, this is one of those moments. It's happening. Like, I'm in it right now. It's happening.
Nice.
So 10 years, 20 years from now, I'm going to remember what's happening right now. And I'm very good at recognizing and living in those moments.
Yeah.
Bro, that's so nice.
Oh, that is
Congratulations.
nice.
So
Do
you hold that magic.
And by the way, I had like 15,000 subscribers at the time. And so they started posting my videos, and I went from getting like not a lot of views to hundreds of thousands, and it was just like crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.
So
and then the algorithm took over.
Yeah.
Because the algorithm is like, okay, this guy is getting hundreds of thousands of views out of nowhere, so he's popular, so let's push him more. And that's when it was just like, bow.
Bro, that's so tasty.
So, yeah, in 4 years, it took me 4 years to get 15,000 subscribers, and then it took me 1 year to get 3.5 million.
So, but see, and this gives me hope. the new people coming to your channel have to have seen the catalog of your work that you built that place before those years up to that point. Yeah. And your format has to be clean.
Yeah, so and I put a ton of effort into all those videos. I posted over 100 videos.
The work.
And had those not been there, had I not done the work, I don't think I would have been as successful, because when people discover you, the first thing they do is they go back into your catalog and say, well, is this consistent, or is this just a one-time thing? Because if it's a one-time thing, there's a million other channels to subscribe to. And so, yeah, great video, and I just move on. But if this guy regularly posts stuff like this, now I'm going to subscribe.
Bro, that's a masterclass. That's a masterclass. Bless, yes. Okay, well, we got the catalog. I'm feeling good.
So when you start blowing up, I want to know what's going on mentally. Is it like you're just having a great time?
It's the weirdest, I can't even describe to you. It's the strangest. I remember sitting at my computer and watching, I think it was called Stats X or something. I can't remember the name of the website, but it was the website that everybody used to watch subscriber numbers for YouTubers. And every day I'd wake up 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 in 24 hours overnight. I'd wake up and I would just see a big green number, and I would be in the top 10, and it was just 30,000, 30,000, 30,000 every day. And I remember it was just so surreal.
Yeah.
I can't, I'm a small town kid.
Yeah.
I still think of myself that way.
Yeah.
I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a online sensation. I'm not any of this stuff that I'm often labeled as.
Yeah.
I don't like those things because A, it really ignites one's ego to be treated that way.
Yep.
But B, it also takes away from the humanity of the person. And I think that we're very unkind to celebrities.
Unkind.
And creators and stuff.
It's
because
crazy, the expectations.
The people watching not your community, but a lot of people will watch people and they don't look at us as humans. They look at us as
product,
a face on the internet that
product.
probably has no problems and has all this money and therefore everything's perfect, and it's that, but that's not the case in the slightest. And I trust me when I say, when I was making the most amount of money, which was when you were living with me in 2017, that was the most depressed in my life I've ever been.
That was probably the happiest Ellevan's ever been.
Because
It was a good time.
Well, okay, so that, I mean, kind of lead it, like, all in stride of kind of you taking off, moving to the city, and then moving to
Hold
LA.
on, I don't want to
skip
roll over.
that.
Yeah, I don't want to roll over.
I don't want to roll over that.
So
but
yeah, because that's a bold statement.
But another place we got to talk about is when you invited me to stay with you, 2018, and when you were living in Hollywood and Vine.
That was crazy.
And I got a couple things to talk about there. One, I was setting a world record, and he was just living his life creating normally, and we were doing the same amount of work.
Like 7 days a week I was uploading videos. It was crazy.
Okay.
But
With these lights that he ended up giving me. Yeah, I remember walking into his studio and feeling like you extended that same love that you getting blessed of the group to me.
But I'm very good at recognizing when it's time to strike when the iron's hot type of a situation. And I look back at that time and I know I could not have possibly done any more work. I could not have physically done it. Like I had a team. Like
so you got on it. You outsourced. You got on it.
7 days a week, bro. Videos were just popping. Like it was
And
bananas.
YouTube was paying then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the most amount of money I'd ever made in my life.
But you were miserable because you were exhausted, or what?
I was.
Or because you think money's going to
miserable.
solve problems.
No, why was I miserable? I think I was miserable because that's all that I was doing. That's all that I was doing.
Yeah, so you're not being...
I went out here and there, but
Extreme.
I was super unbalanced and extreme with it, but I don't regret it, because looking back, like I may never get that opportunity again.
Right.
Let's manifest that I will.
Yeah.
But that I knew it was happening, so I had to strike. But I mean, there's a reason that there are millionaires and billionaires that end up ending their own lives.
Yeah.
Because they just, I mean, I don't know what their specific things are, but I can tell you part of it is overworking towards getting that money into building that thing. So you just, I mean. Yeah.
How do we, like you say, oh, I don't regret it, because I hear that. I hear that so much. But how do we prevent other people from, or do we?
Well,
we prevent other people from going through the same experience?
It's their journey.
It's their journey.
It's their journey. You need to get the fame and get the money and get all the things that's in your head right now that you think that you want that's going to make you happy, to realize that's not what makes you happy. Because you can say to somebody, when you make $1 million, it's not going to make you feel that much different. You're going to be a lot more comfortable, but it's just not the answer. And how are you going to say that to somebody that doesn't have a lot of money? They're not going to listen to you, and they're not, because that's all that they want, right? And that's what they're working towards, right? But I am proof of that. Jim Carrey talks about this, and he's got multiple speeches about this.
Yeah.
I said it even before I saw his speech. I hope everybody gets everything they ever wanted in the material world, to see that it's not it. It's just not.
You want enough. You want resources. Like even things you have given
You
me
want
have
the sweet
changed my
spot.
life. You want the sweet spot. You want the ability to do stuff, the freedom to travel, the ability to eat well, do good, clothe yourself. Like there's a certain sweet spot, but I feel you. Beyond that, you think that the bag's going to solve your problems, but you have to solve your problems. You're still the person you got to look in the eye every day in the mirror, or like have the situation that you do or don't have.
Like I have the ability to, buy a new MacBook if I want it, right? Or something like that. And a lot of people don't have that, and I'm very blessed to do that, right? But that doesn't get me love in my life. That doesn't get me a partner to lay down with at night. If you have that, great. But if you don't,
you can invite her
doesn't
over
get
to
you
watch
that.
a MacBook with you guys. Just kidding.
So you're at this point where you're making an insane amount of money,
And you're still living in St. Catharines, or
no? He's in LA at this point.
no?
No, I was in Toronto.
Yeah, he moved to Toronto first. Remember how he fucking
2016.
came across me first?
Oh, I thought. Okay, but you said
So
when you were the most. Sorry, when you
took
were
off
the
2014.
most depressed is where I.
Well, I took off 2014 to 2015. I was in St. Catharines. And then I moved to Toronto 2016 to 2017. 2017 is when I moved to LA up until the middle of 2020, so 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 2017, I was making the most amount of money.
Okay, so that first year in LA.
Yeah.
So
it was also because LA is a very lonely city. And I think now that I think about it, part of why I was so depressed when I first moved to LA was because I had visions of grandeur of, it's a big party out there and everybody's vlogging, and I thought it was going to be like a big social thing.
Because they make it look like that online.
Yeah, and all this stuff. But in reality, everybody's out there working hard, and it's not a big party. And
It's
you
a
go to
hustle.
parties, and there's more opportunities, but it's not the way that these vloggers make it seem like it is. Like, unless you actually live that lifestyle.
They're
but
making wholesome
most people
content.
don't.
Wholesome
Most people
content,
don't.
bro.
Yeah.
No, but okay, so
I had heartbreak in 2017 with LA too. I went there and I physically brought, so cringe, I hand wrote cover letters, and I put my demo, my shitty ass demo, not even the good demo that I have now, a very shitty demo, on a USB. And I put my very shitty resume in a little package, and I went to literally the biggest agencies in Los Angeles, like William Morris, like big ass agencies, and got turned away 12 times.
wow.
And
It would
then
have
I
been the
cried.
13th that you would have got in.
I cried on my way back to the people that I was staying with, and LA broke my heart that
That's
year.
the thing about LA is if you're not prepared for rejection, or if you're
not.
LA is a very interesting thing, but it will eat you up. It
You
will
have to
eat
be
you alive if you let it. If you let it.
Yeah.
So
I'm very grateful that I left LA with my sanity, more or less.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that I left there and I didn't let it change me, because I have seen people that I've known for a long time move to LA and it completely changes them.
Yeah.
Completely 180.
I've seen the same
For
change
sure.
though even happen in Toronto
Sure.
though. So I know that like that's basically fame or whatever sometimes.
Everywhere,
Can just go to
you
people's
guys.
heads.
If I were to move
Yeah.
to London,
Yeah.
England, in a year, I would be a much
So,
different person than
here's-
I am now. 100%. Your environment does add a lot to who you are as a person.
All right.
Okay.
Well, one of the
Can I
reasons
go?
I left
Yeah.
LA was because I knew I didn't want to raise a family there, because my ex broke my heart. But no, it's just it's very transactional out there.
Yeah.
And she literally just said, like, okay, I'm kind of just done with this now, and like she had met my family and everything, and I was like,
That's
oh,
bizarre,
wow,
dude.
okay, like, great, all right. So, but
You can
yeah.
meet someone elsewhere, and then the two of you can move to LA.
Oh, I'll never live in LA.
If you wanna.
Definitely not. But I would visit. Listen, Biggie said it best. LA, great place to visit.
Yeah.
He didn't say great place to live. He said great place to visit. It's true.
I like to live there, but I think so I mean, I lived in LA when I was 20 with Winnie, but then I also lived in LA.
We loved it. We wouldn't have left if
didn't
shit
have to.
could. Yeah, like we needed to. We needed to go.
So if the pandemic didn't happen, I also probably would not have left.
yeah.
Yeah. But again,
Changed
the
a lot.
universe has a way of
That's right.
kicking your butt into the direction you're meant to
You
go.
lived on the same street here for a
That
while.
kicked everyone's butt.
I lived in 3 places in 3 years. That was great.
Whoa.
I got to see a bunch. I lived in a penthouse in Los Angeles to start. That was crazy.
I was gonna say like where you are right now in your journey in terms of you're in Toronto, and you're doing well though as a YouTuber. Like you were like being highlighted and blowing up still, and you're walking around Toronto and you've seen me busk in 2016.
That's when we met.
That's when you seen me busk.
This is a funny story. It always makes me laugh.
Can you tell this?
Yeah.
This is the first time you saw me, and then I knew because I was like, "What?" And I thought I recognized you from. And I started going to playlists 2 years before this.
So
But he
periscoping was big at the time. That was live streaming on Twitter. And it was blowing up, and I was one of the biggest periscopers in the world at the time. And so I was just live streaming everything all day, pretty
Walking the
much.
streets.
Walking the streets. And I was pretty new to Toronto, so, people were experiencing Toronto along with me. And I remember I walked by the Much Music building, which for our American friends, that's our MTV, or at least it used to be. And on the corner is this homeless guy that's got a speaker and a mic, and he's just rapping. And I was like, oh, good for this homeless guy. Like, he's trying to make money. You know this, right?
I didn't know you thought.
You
he
didn't
was
know this?
homeless.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. So that's what makes the story funny.
I had our car parked right there illegally.
But I didn't, like, again, I'm from a small town. I don't know what busking is. I just see a guy on a street corner talking. And I'm like, okay,
You
cool.
just assume that he's homeless.
Because I'm from a small town, bro. I don't know these things. So we don't have that where we are. So I was like, okay, so this is great. This guy's trying to make money to feed his family or whatever. So
That was me.
27
Yo, you made bank busking.
So I was live streaming, and I live streamed you.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What's your socials?" And then people followed you. You got some followers off that or whatever.
It was all right there. I had a sign out front.
We were so excited.
But nothing happened after that.
I was 2 years deep into playlist, but with Spandy as his music creator, and I had seen around the big parties and like being featured because you were like big shit at like playlist, or they position you as that, and I was like, oh cool, that's home. That I didn't even know you were Canadian. I was like, oh, he's like, maybe you're here from out of town. Like, that's cool. I remember when you stood there for a minute, like I pulled out some rhymes. You know what I mean? Like I knew that it was going to be beneficial, that homie from the thing who had me on the internet. So I was bussing, and he was just there like vibing out, and it was that, and he walked away, and I checked my phone afterwards because I would use my phone for YouTube beats, like for my speaker. And I checked my phone afterwards, and it was like, whoa, like a bunch of follows. I was like, who that fucking was him? And then I think I followed you then. And that's it. Nothing.
So nothing after that?
Just another customer on the streets that I served some rhyme to.
Yeah, exactly. And so I went about my day, and I'm like, oh,
that's so
hope
fucking
you do well,
funny.
homeless guy. And I walked away. And then fast forward, how long was it after that?
Like a year and a half.
So like quite a while. Like a year
Did you
and a
give
half.
him some money?
I don't know.
No, I think
I don't think so.
He watched me hustle 3 or 4 people out of money.
I think he's given you enough since that day.
We're fine.
But
Squared up for those rhymes.
Yeah. So like a year and a half later, I see you at was it Playlist?
Playlist Live, the Creators Lounge.
Yeah.
I pulled up and I was like,
No, I think I saw you on the dance floor.
Okay, maybe.
I think it was the dance floor, and I'm like, oh, homeless guy made it. I was like, oh my god, like, wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, wow, dreams come true.
In Orlando. So we're in
my
Florida,
God.
and we're at this big creators party. And if you don't know Playlist Live, it's basically like
How don't you know this?
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
is.
God.
Me and Spandy were killing it on the dance floor, and I had met other couple creators because we came in with Josh and Harley from Epic Mealtime. So I was already I had look acclimated. So by the time he saw me, I was like in the group. And it was second year, and it was in Orlando, Florida. You had to add money to go there, like so he was like, "What the fuck?" And then so
It blew my mind.
I came up on him
Oh
on the
my
creators
God.
thing, and I was like, "Bro, good to see you." And he's like, "Dude, it's so wild that you're here." And there's this picture right after that moment where Josh Elkin, Spandy Andy, me and him are in it, and you can see he's laughing like at me. Almost. He's just like blowing.
You gotta show me that picture. I don't remember.
You're
that.
like, because they were all like this, and he's just
But
like.
I understood at that point. I was like, oh, okay, he's like connected to people, and oh, he's not just a vagabond. Okay, got it.
So, and then from then, I think we connected, and you followed me a playlist or something, which was a very nice gesture.
So then nothing really happened. How long after that was it where LA happened?
No. So it must have been about. You must have then moved to LA in that following year.
Let's say 6 months.
Yeah, so that was 2016, end of 2016, or beginning of
Let's say
2017.
a year, actually. It's probably a year.
About a year. Okay.
Then I moved to LA.
And then so you got this Ballin' Penthouse in Vine, and it was
crazy.
November 2017 we released Facts, so we must have did it in October. And so we were living here, 2017, and we had just been like friendly on the internet, like DMs, like, yeah, fuck with you.
Acquaintances.
Yeah. And then we connected one day, and we talked about the love of hip hop or something, and you're like, homie, I think it's time that we collab.
Okay, so that was definitely God working through me.
Yeah, because
Like-
you guys didn't know each other at all.
No, but it was more than that. It was more than that. At the time, I was deeply depressed, like I said, and I was isolating like crazy, which is something that whenever I get depressed to this day, I still do. But anyway, so I just wouldn't talk to anybody. I'm in the middle of LA in a penthouse, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm supposed to be seeing people. And so we were just talking one day, and out of nowhere, I just got this voice in my head that said, you need to ask him to come stay with you for a month. And so I did that. And then you came stay with me for a month. And then that changed my life because you introduced me to mindfulness. You introduced me to meditation. And if it wasn't for that, I don't know where I would be. So appreciate you.
Bless you, man.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
It was I stayed with him for a week to shoot Facts. Left, and then I came back like a month later in January with no plans, just to go to LA.
He just took off on me, you guys.
It was
He was just like,
amazing.
I'm leaving.
I had to
you
go
can
chase
come
my
if you
dreams.
want. And I'm
But
like,
you have to
how
under-
can I come?
You have to understand the divine guidance of the situation,
I
though. I don't
know.
think I'm making it like you don't understand how crazy
Like,
the
it didn't
guidance
make
was.
sense,
Like it did.
but it
Like
did.
it wasn't like a friend being like, come stay with me for a month. I didn't really know you at all.
You
That's
said-
number one. Number two,
Yeah.
I didn't want anyone around me at the time, and I got this like God voice in my head that said you need to ask him to come stay with you for a month.
And also, have
So
you
it was,
ever
like,
let
double down
anyone
on
stay
not
with you?
Having anybody around, you know?
Yeah.
It was fucking
And
magic.
people don't like come stay with you.
No.
So-
no, never. It's like the first time I've ever done that.
Can I-
My own mom didn't stay with me when she came to LA.
Dude, this is so blessed. I appreciate you so much for this. I'll tell you, I went to LA that January with a couple racks. I was working for this crazy guy, Got Bud. And I remember leaving. I didn't have much plan. I had an Airbnb for 1 or 2 nights, I think. And I went to LA, and I knew that you had extended. You're like, well, you can come stay with me in LA, but we didn't put a thing on it. And I didn't just want to rush in because I didn't want to be unclassy about it. And I actually did think at that time that I would have a friend, Christian, but he was out of town. Because when we used to live in LA, people in the same duplex were always like, you can come stay with me. So I thought, let me poke around. And then I got to this Pokeroo, and I got to this place, this Airbnb, and it was just like an air mattress on this guy's
It was bad.
It was
He sent me a photo of it. It was bad.
and I was like, okay, let me just give you some like cash or something, and like I'm gonna leave. Like we're gonna cancel this Airbnb deal. Here's this, and I just left. And I remember walking up Santa Monica Boulevard with my suitcase, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll go grab some lunch and figure out where I'm gonna stay. Like, get an Airbnb for tonight.
Was it that bad?
It was that. It was that
Yeah.
skin. I mean, I had like
He
$4 grand
always
on me.
did this.
I was okay. I had cash. I had some.
Still, though, if you would have stayed there,
No,
who
I'm
knows?
saying. So it
With
was.
cash on you.
It was really bad. It looked dirty.
It was dirty. It was like a
like
bachelor pad that he was just like basically slumlording. Like, it was fucked
Yeah.
up. But it was still his place, and he was a nice enough. It was fucked up, dude. And I had no idea. He marketed it as another room that would be open. Anyway, I did that. So I was that, but I was so happy to be in LA with the intention of songwriting. Don't forget, I had committed to setting a world record that year. So I had to shoot music videos, and I was 60 in. So I was good for a month, but I was there to create. And I had enough to just live for a little while. And I remember you called me. And again, it was like an act of God. I was
Yeah.
like,
no,
I
it was 100%.
and you were like, what are you up to, man? Like, are you in town?
Yep.
You don't even reach out to me like that now. No, I'm just kidding. But you're like, what's, and you're like, do you want to come by? And then I came by and I had my suitcase, and you're like, oh, where are you staying? And then just, you were like, can I give you this gift of offering you? And I was like, dude, this is unreal. Blew my mind. But so bless you and thank you for that. I give you those flowers. Thank you. And you were in this incredible penthouse, and I remember creating so much there, and you had such a refined creator schedule that it just like inspired the shit out of me. I feel like I made it to the big leagues.
Dude,
'cause
I was
like,
literally a machine.
you were
Literally.
I mean,
I would wake up.
At the time, he's like, bro, this guy does not stop. Like, I remember.
I would wake up, I would go to the gym in my building, I would come home, I would eat breakfast, I would shower, and then it was go time. And then I would just record, and then I would send the footage off to my editors, and I would upload the video for that day, and I would do the whole thing over the next day, and over and over and
and
over
it
and
looked
over.
so good, and it was such high quality shit, and it was like, it was so crazy to see, man. It was like
I was an actual machine.
you gave me a gift by like seeing, like, to run alongside you like that, so I would get to work even harder. I still
Did you
have
say that to her?
momentum.
Like, this, he doesn't stop?
all the time. I was like, this guy's a beast. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm like, no wonder. This is like, the magic's real. The magic is real on the inside. If you're like, oh, someone who's like perceivably made it or done well, you think, are you a spider right now? I love that. It's like if you think someone who's, attained something that you want, like it's like, oh, there's some sort of dirty trick. It's not. It's just like an insane amount of work and like
That's
a
all it
crazy
is.
amount of focus. That's the
There's no
magic.
secret to success.
Get to it.
It's a combination of talent usually, but not always, especially in today's world, and just hustle, like unwavering, like hustle. That's all it is. Just don't stop.
Okay, so I want to take it back to this moment where you're making the most money and you're hustling and it's crazy, but you wouldn't regret it, but you're probably mentally not very stable.
Or you're not being kind to yourself in balance.
Well, I didn't know anything about mindfulness, so...
Oh, yeah, that brings us to our next thing, actually. 2018, I remember, bro, I said, hey, man, you ever meditate? And you were like, not for me, and walked out of the room. So it's another cool thing me and Matt have in common is we're only children with, like, a spicy Italian descent, so we kind of just do what we want.
I'm very stubborn.
And if you're not down with that, good for you.
Yeah.
And I think that we're both enough like that it's like flows beautifully. Because we'll
You
just
guys
find our own
respect
center.
each other, yeah.
We'll find
yeah.
our own center. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. So I respect.
Do you know why, though? Like, I think I told you. The reason I didn't want to meditate was because Alan Watts puts it really well. People think that if you meditate, you're going to lose yourself and you're no longer going to be you, and you're just going to kind of dissolve into an ocean of luminous purple jello. And that's not what happens. But I thought that's what was going to happen. I was afraid of two things. Number one, introducing a new part into this finely tuned machine.
Yes. I hear that.
I don't want it, like, it's not broke, don't fix it.
I
Like,
hear that.
Don't touch my life right
It was
now.
impressive what you had.
That was number one. But number two, I knew that I had been given a gift and I was making so much money and I was so successful that I didn't want to do anything that was going to make me care less about that. And I thought that meditation was going to make me be all like monk and I don't
No
even
desires.
need clothes anymore. I'm going to go like busk on the street corner.
Why did you think that?
What?
Well, why did you have such like,
That was my
strong
perception.
views? Yeah,
But that's a lot of people's perception. It's not for us because we know better, but there's a lot of people that think that if you start
like
meditating,
lose touch with reality.
you
kind
lose
of?
touch with reality, and you just like I said, dissolve into a luminous pool of purple jello, and you just become like, I don't care about anything.
Yeah.
I don't need money anymore. And it's not like that. It's the exact opposite, actually. It makes you a better version of what you already are. And I wish I knew that, but it took me a while, but I got there.
Yeah. So by the time that I left, staying at his place for that month, and I stayed in LA for 2 months. I can't remember.
I was so jealous, dude. I was here. I
I didn't know
in
who
the
you
winter.
were, right? I didn't
no,
know you
we
Not
didn't
at the time.
know.
Yeah.
But I was like, Ellevan was living his best life over there, y'all.
I had made it, like, in my mind, thanks to your gift. I had made it, like, in my immediate scenario, and it was even better that I was, like, with a new homie and a blossoming friendship. It made it more exciting.
We had so much fun.
It
that
was
first
fucking
time.
cool.
Dude, we were laughing every day. Like, boom, bang. That's how that started. Come on.
The Christopher Walken stuff.
Nice.
I remember I started grabbing steaks and I bought cooking shit. And I
Dude,
was
it blew my mind.
I was whipping. It was like, dude,
You're still such a good cook, man.
Thanks, bro.
You're just as good at whipping up food as you are whipping up beats.
Bless. Thank you.
For real.
I'm grateful for that, and I
You
love
have a
it.
crazy skill. I think that's, to be honest, I think it's that part of you that's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like, you're too good at it.
Bless you.
Like, I look at, like, when I look at people that have, like, autism and stuff,
Yeah.
to a degree, it's almost a superpower.
Yes.
Because they can laser focus on things, and they're so good at those things.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is
like,
a superpower.
like way, way, way better than the average person, whether it's math, music, food, and it's like a superpower.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Making videos.
Yeah.
We all have special things. I know. I'm very grateful for that. So food has definitely played a role in the opportunity to connect. It's a love language. I think when I first cooked for you, like, I'd only cook for close friends, and it was kind of like a communication, like a little secret.
Those steaks were so good. I still remember them.
You should.
bro.
He's got to whip you up a steak now because it is way better than 5 years ago.
Back then, we were right across from, was it Trader Joe's or something, right there on Vine?
Not across, beside.
Beside, right?
It was me, and then Equinox, and then Trader Joe's. We
Fuck,
were right
that's
in the middle.
amazing.
Yeah, but that wasn't all, though. across the street
Whole
was a
Foods.
Walgreens.
Yeah.
And to the left was my bank. And just behind me was a freaking a bomb breakfast place. Like, we were, I didn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, my gym was there. Like, literally, I
was
had my own slice of heaven.
Between Hollywood Boulevard and Santa Monica on Vine and Camden, right? And it was like the most banging pool.
The Camden?
Camden, yeah.
Camden.
And he lived in the penthouse, which was like 5th level, 6th level.
Yeah, that was
And
crazy.
and like huge ceilings, big glass windows.
Just silliness, though. Like, looking back
You
now,
were
I'm like,
balling crazy.
yeah, and it was such a waste of money, but like, it was nothing to me at the time because I was making so much. But like, looking back now, it's funny how my life has changed. And
I'm glad you had that experience, though.
but I don't regret it. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Like,
it.
I spent so much money on rent, but like, I did the thing.
Yeah.
I did it, and like, I can look back now and say, and I think I knew that when what I was getting into. I was like, you know what? I can say that I moved to Los Angeles. I grew up in a small town, by the way, a town that no one leaves, and except for a blessed few. I moved to Los Angeles. I lived the bachelor penthouse lifestyle, which is bananas, and then I moved to 3 different places in 3 years. I dated some awesome people, some not awesome people as well.
That's good.
But
need them both?
I
Balance?
have so many fun stories from that time in my life.
You invited me to stay at every place, and I did.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
The last place was the best.
Right across from the Grove.
Dude, that was wild. The Palazzo, amazing.
With the exception that you can't smoke weed on the grounds at all. First day I pull up right to the balcony, boom, 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 and he's like, homie, I hate to tell you this, but like, they suck in that regard. And I'm like, are you serious? And I met other stoners in the building, and they're like, yeah, I go for a walk. And I'm like, bro, I blaze out my place. My homies who don't smoke.
But it's not a
can't
big
even
deal.
make
You
my
can just
place.
go outside. Like, the weather's beautiful.
And
all
that's
the
what I
time.
did. They had the best coffee in the lobby for free.
Yeah, you were always about that coffee. I was like, why does this guy like the free lobby coffee so much?
I love this fucking coffee.
It was so whatever. Like,
Oh, you don't understand.
we're surrounded by Starbucks and luxury barista shops, and he's
Fuck
like,
that.
with that free lobby coffee.
Bro, that's me to a T. I could be
Yeah.
a billionaire and I'll still love that.
Yo, but for
coffee.
real though, I'm the same way. Like, I was talking
Want
to
that free
to
shit.
Swoozy about this on the weekend, actually. By the way, one of the only people, one of my earliest YouTube friends, and one of the only people I'm still friends with from YouTube, from my YouTube days. And I was talking to him about this when we were at London's wedding, and I said to him, you know what, bro? Till the day I die, it doesn't matter how much money I make. I could be a billionaire. If someone offers me like a free camera or like a free coffee or like I'm business class, you best believe I'm taking full advantage of all that, and I
Everything.
still get excited about
Take
it.
the gift.
There's
Yeah.
something about, I don't know what it is. I think it's either because we're Italian or because we came from nothing, and so there's always going to be that part of us that I don't know if frugal is the right word, but there's always going to be that part of
It's
us
a win.
that remembers how much we wanted something free because we couldn't buy it.
And then it's funny when you're on the side of not needing it, people give you more free shit.
100%.
And
the
it's
more
so
money,
ironic.
the more money you make, the more free stuff you get.
I know, isn't that funny?
Free trips, you get free
Notoriety.
food, you get free
but
equipment.
they're getting something out of it.
For sure.
There's
For
so
sure.
By having you participate in
Yeah.
it. And that's what it's to talk about building up value and being proud of that and being, a shiny person, which is good. Meaning like giving light when you're shining. You're like,
Yeah.
focus also how
giving
you can give.
so nice.
Dude, you have such
You've
a good
given
attitude.
so much to us.
Yeah, man.
Thank
You
you.
blessed us so
Thanks,
much,
yeah.
so many ways and times.
I mean, you guys have given so much to me, and you've been such good friends, loyal friends, and you stuck through me through so many like dark days and stuff, and I appreciate that, and honestly, giving is the thing that makes me the happiest, like
Yeah,
100%.
it's so good. I love giving, too.
Can we talk about the Mac or?
Yeah.
So I had been given a Mac from Apple
Yeah.
when I used to work with them, which is that Mac right there.
The one that this show gets edited
Yeah.
on.
And that Mac was given to me, and then I decided to go back to a MacBook, and I was like, okay, I could sell that for, I don't know what that's worth. It probably was worth
Thousands.
let's say a couple $1,000s, right?
Yeah.
I could do that and just add a couple zeros to my bank account, or I could give it to the homie who's going to use it to get value out of it that's 20 times that.
Yeah.
So, and I get the joy of seeing the look on your face. I'll never forget the look on your
you know?
face. You cried.
Because I was like,
Fucking-
did you know? Did you have an idea when he comes
No, there's
over
no
with
way.
this
You couldn't have
giant
known.
box for 11? Like, and I was like, what the fuck could that be?
As soon as I seen the box, I knew.
Yeah, he knew.
Like, but not the present, the wrapped present.
Well,
As
because
soon
the
as-
Mac box it's a very
very
specific
unique
shape.
box.
But for
Bro,
you, it was
I didn't
great
know.
watching you. I got more enjoyment. Like I
was
knew
like-
you were grateful,
Yeah.
but like just seeing the
Dude,
overwhelming
we
gratitude.
needed a new
No,
Mac.
I know,
You-
but seeing that overwhelming gratitude made like it filled my heart with love,
Oh,
and
man.
that's worth so much more than
It was
$2,000.
But
crazy.
what's crazy
Yeah.
though is that you gave me that gift naturally, and I was in like pretty big pain with my old Mac.
Dude, you were editing on a fucking rock.
But
that thing-
I'm 2G. I won't complain. Like
Right.
I'll just keep
Ew.
But for
until
those that
it
don't,
explodes.
you gotta explain to the people though. Like, bro, I didn't realize. By the way, I didn't know that when I gave you the computer.
I know.
Oh my
This
God,
guy
that
was-
Mac was
this guy-
so old.
this guy-
Bless that
I set a
Mac.
world record on
It
that
was
Mac.
so old, this thing,
It would take
that it
5
had
minutes.
gray hair. Like he would like you couldn't have a Chrome tab open and work on something at the same time.
It would freeze.
Like it
would just
yeah.
spin, and I would just still do it. I was editing this
Yeah.
podcast was coming out on it, like
Oh,
the
it gives
audio
me-
form, and I would
It
save
was a year ago
everything to
almost now.
drive. Yeah, but it's just like I'm just thugging it out. Like I'm not trying to complain, and you didn't even know, and that's so
Right.
funny. And you
so
just
you
like,
went from like whatever that thing was to
I
a
went from-
proper computer.
like a
Yeah.
and it
Like
was
a
the
proper
bigger
computer.
one, and so I was just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, like I honestly have looked at you like a conduit which the universe does like create through as well many times, because there's just no way that
Well,
you
there was a
could've-
reason
it
we
was
were
too
meant to
perfect.
meet.
Yeah.
There's a reason you meet everyone in your life. But
Yeah.
you and I, it was a special divine situation because you changed my life with the mindfulness stuff, and I changed your life maybe a little bit more with the material because I had an overflow of abundance.
And you showed me to own that and to love that part of yourself that label it capitalist, label it wanting success,
Materialistic,
whatever.
whatever
Success, that's beautiful.
It's divine still.
Because I came up with that thought too, but since just pursuing art through my 20s, you got to eat beans and live in crack houses sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just thugged it out for too long that I had lost touch with that.
Mm-hmm.
So we both came in, and that's I've said to people, like, we do have a form of like a divine contract. That's outside of words, and it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
But okay, so that does bring us to a wonderful spot in 2018 where you did take the leap and try meditation.
Yeah.
Now, bro, that I tell a lot of people about meditation. I'm a geek about that only. Weed, music, and meditation and food. And you chose to listen though, bro. Like I didn't know
I
that
just
you
realized I had nothing to lose.
that's what was up. So
And that's the thing is like anyone that's watching, if you haven't tried, I know your audience is into the mindfulness and stuff, but if you're just discovering this video, which some of you probably are, try it out. I was using the Calm app, and some of them are free, but I think it's like $50 a year, which is super reasonable. We spend $10 per coffee a day. A lot of people, right? Like going to and from work. I don't. Some people. But yeah, I mean, it's an investment in your mental health. You can get any of those apps. They give you guided sessions, and yeah, I also recommend like reading as well. Like, don't be afraid to read The Power of Now or anything by Eckhart Tolle. Like, yeah,
You're a big reader.
I love reading.
I'm always
My mom
big.
got me, and I credit my mom for that.
Yeah.
She, my first books, what got me into reading was the Goosebumps books.
I love the Goosebumps books.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
so those were my favorite when I was a kid. R.L. Stein got me into
Shout
that.
out.
Yep. And then when I got older, some, they got lost in the sands of time. I don't know where that collection went, but I had every book. However, when I lived in L.A., I went on Amazon, and I don't know why I looked it up, but somebody was selling the original wrapped books, the entire collection. It was $700, and I bought it because I was like, I need this. Like, I need, and to this day, I have them on my shelf.
Oh.
That's like a collector's item. They're
Yeah.
brand new.
Wow.
But the pages are brown, like they're old.
Whoa.
They're hella old. They're like 25 years old,
I can
30
smell
years
them.
old.
I
Yeah.
can smell them right now.
Yeah.
My mom used to buy them for me every time we go to Save On Foods. Mm-hmm. I think they were like $7 each.
No, back in the day, they were like $2.
$5?
No, bro, they were cheap.
$3.99.
You have inflation brain.
Really?
Because like you're trying to think of everything, but you have to remember when we were growing up, books were like $2. Now they'd be like 10.
But we have libraries. I love the Toronto Library. It's such a good
It is
resource.
nice. It's nice.
This flagship library over here is so freaking
The one
nice.
with above Balzac's or by Balzac's there.
No, right on the corner
on
of
Bathurst
Fort
here.
York. and Bathurst.
I've been to the one where there's the coffee shop downstairs. That one's nice.
Oh, wow.
With
I
like the
didn't-
multiple levels and the elevators. I don't know which one that is, but
I've
that's
never
a nice
been to that
elevator.
one. There's also some like therapy ones, but like for sure,
Yeah.
it's no. There's still you can get books. You can get books for free. It's at no cost. So go get books.
Yeah.
Are you reading something right now that is changing your life?
Not changing my life, but I'm currently reading Joy by Osho, which is pretty good. It's not my favorite. My favorite book by Osho is Trust. Amazing book. It's just about trusting the universe. So that's one that I've read in the past. But
Can you give folks who may not know that whole sentiment of trusting the universe a quick breakdown of what that is?
yeah, so the concept of the book is it's better to live with an open heart and to receive all the blessings and be hurt once in a while to put up your walls and never be hurt but miss out on the 99 out of 100 opportunities.
So
And if you think about it, it doesn't make sense because as humans, that's our natural nature, though. As we get hurt, it goes for everything. It goes for relationships. It goes for everything. Where you're hurt, and so you put up a wall, and you're like, never again, no one's ever going to hurt me. But what, in reality, that was one person, and you're going to be shutting out the 99 other opportunities of good people. That could be your friends. That could be your future partner. And that's a really hard thing to do, especially when you're really hurt.
Yeah.
But, you know, it makes logical sense if you think about it.
yeah,
You just have
It's
to
like
be willing to be hurt
play openly.
and
Yeah.
almost expect it. Like when you live with an open heart, you're going to be hurt. It's not
That's-
if, it's when.
That's what I say when I first like decided me and Wim were just gonna be together because we said we were just gonna bang for 6 months and then part, and that was our original story. And I was like, it's okay. I'm gonna run into this and probably get hurt. Like I said that to myself.
If you treat hurt like a bruise, like if you're a visualizer, then you can see it, healing over the course of time.
Ooh, I like that. It's like the pain body metaphor.
But some people keep doing this.
Yeah, you can't pick at your scabs. It's going to prevent So what does that mean for you, Stop digging in those old wounds.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Oh, certainly.
when I met you, you had no tattoos. Bro, it's all decked out now. Look at this
This
sick.
will be filled in 3 weeks, and then I'll have full arms.
I remember you got one.
Have you seen this yet?
Yeah, I have. It's beautiful, man.
Angels.
It's gorgeous.
And then this is a murder of crows to represent the dark. So this represents the dark, this represents the light.
Nice.
And that's the balance.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, balance. That's what you must go for.
And then although on my forearms it's all spiritual symbols. Except for this. These are my babies.
Sansa.
Oh.
You
Ned
got the
and Sansa.
kitties, Ned and Sansa.
That's so
They're-
beautiful.
that's a special tattoo, that one.
Yeah, that really is. I love that.
You met Ace here, and then you moved
Yeah.
back to LA and adopted Ned and
The wise
Sansa.
one. Mm-hmm.
And then Ace has since passed now. Kazi has since passed now. And now we just got a new baby.
Yeah.
Who's like, you have
Young
a girl.
Olive.
You got young Olive in the house. You got a girl, Tabby. And we got a girl, Tabby.
But she's more copper and orange than yours. Yours is like pretty white.
Yeah.
Well, she's like a cream color. Like she's like a
Creamsicle.
like a creamsicle.
Like a reverse creamsicle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she's so sweet. Hi, baby.
Because if you look
Hi,
at her,
sweet girl. Come
she's
here, baby.
pretty orange. Like her head is all orange. She was like, I
feel
was
your little
just
heart, baby girl.
sleeping, and now I'm here. Oh my God, you're so
Hi,
cute.
Look at her little gums.
Hey, hey.
Sweet.
Come here, sweet.
You.
I kiss you.
And they all have like a
Thank
little
you, kiss
M on
your
their
head.
head. Did you see that? Look how sweet. Yeah,
You're very sweet. Thank you for giving me love.
Yeah, there
She
you go.
trusts me a little bit now.
So you just gotta scoop
She
her when
ran
she's
before.
sleepy. Yeah, when she's sleepy, and her and Ralph have been acclimating
Dude,
this.
Yeah, they're cute.
feline feminine energy is a vibe.
Special.
There's something
Yeah.
there, bro.
It's so nice to have
feline
back
energy
in
in
the
general,
home.
Yeah.
but something about the feminine
Yep.
in being a cat
Yeah.
there's something about, I mean, feminine energy is a vibe in itself, but there's something about a feminine cat. It's so special and warm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I had that with Kazi too, and I really noticed a difference when
She's so sweet.
Kazi
Hi,
passed about the energy. Look at you.
She's also a shit kicker, you know?
She's so happy.
She's so good.
Happy, healthy, safe.
I love you.
Every day.
She's strong.
Okay, so would you say that
Congratulations on your journey, bro. That was quite the incredible talk out of your life and what you've been through and who you are today and who you've evolved into. And
I do want to go back because from this place that you, at sort of your darkest time, I would say, would you consider there a turning point where you're like, I'm going to start like rehab, whatever that looks like? I'm not trying to throw that word around lightly.
No, he manifested an 11.
Yeah, I got an 11 and my life changed.
You started meditating.
If that was meditation, but like, is your journey with depression, where are you at with it? Where's your
how do you
journey
manage
now?
it? Because we know from Winnie's story, we talk about a lot. It's constant discipline to manage it and create a relationship with it, not scorn it. She named that side of her Jane so she could communicate about it. How is your communication with self about these states that we fall through?
All I can say about it is leading up to, so from the time that we met up until the pandemic, I was increasingly in joy and increasingly in bliss. And right before the pandemic was probably the happiest time of my life. I was just, every day I was just...
You were saying beautiful things, I remember.
Yeah, like I it was to the point where I wanted to be a bodhisattva. Like I genuinely thought I was on the path to be a bodhisattva.
That's what, yeah.
And for those who don't know what a bodhisattva is, in Buddhism, I believe, it's somebody that has realized enlightenment but chooses to come back to the human world and live the human life and not just be a monk or something and go off in their ecstasy and just live in joy all day, every day. And I thought I was going to be that. And I actually was doing a YouTube series and uploading on Facebook these videos where I'd call them Satori Sundays, where I would take questions from people and answer with a spiritual response. And like,
wouldn't you buy people things like once a month too or something?
Yeah, on Twitter, I would say, what do you need? And then I remember this one lady actually messaged me and said her autistic son needed an iPad. And so I bought her an iPad. And then something happened. I can't remember. Something incredible happened where it was like months later or years later. And she messaged me and said, like, because of that gift, he ended up like doing better in school, and now he's like got this thing going on, and it was all because of this gift. Some momentum happened from that.
Good.
That's all I recall.
So you created positive change in the world around you, with your audience and through your audience as well. Now, your YouTube participation, you were when I stayed with you in 2018, and then you chilled for that year. When you were at peak, what I would say peak mindfulness, I think you were at West 3rd. You were across from the Grove.
Oh, yeah.
And you because when I stayed with you in 2018, and then you pretty much out the YouTube game, and then you moved, correct me if I'm wrong, and then you moved back and then did streaming.
I started streaming.
How did that go?
As a way to deal with the lockdowns in Toronto, because I was going crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, that's something that, to go back to what you were asking me about, the pandemic and everything that happened within those 2-3 years set me back quite a bit. And I'm still working on sort of managing that and all of the heartbreak that happened over those 3 years. And there was a lot of it. That was the hardest time in my whole life.
I think for a lot of people.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to deal with some... I mean, I'm doing okay, but there's a lot of people that are going to be dealing with the mental effects of this for probably a decade to come, right? And my life was completely turned upside down during that time. But, the way that I look at it is I made it out alive. A lot of people didn't. My friend, like I told you, passed during the pandemic. I couldn't even go to his funeral because of COVID. That was Household Hacker, rest in peace. And I also made it out relatively sane. Like a lot of, and by the way, with no addictions, not really anyway. Like sometimes I overeat, but like
We all do.
I'm not a drug addict. I'm not an alcoholic. Like those are things that I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say I'm addicted to is negative thoughts.
Wow, and the self-awareness to come from that, because we've called each other when we're both in a spiral cycle of kind of like getting too caught up even over the pandemic of certain things that we don't agree with, and letting that consume your mind.
Yeah.
Having the self-awareness to know that that's a fucking chemical reaction in your brain that you're addicted to, for sure.
It's no different than overeating, eating burgers and fries every day, or getting high off of drinking like an alcoholic. Like, it's not a disease, but it's in the same concept that you're addicted to pain. And make no mistake, you 100% can be addicted to pain.
We all are, for sure. It's the first chapter of my book.
Yeah, you get used to it. It becomes a comfortable thing.
You serve it like the devil's dick.
Okay. Yeah. So
Who serves the devil's dick?
Those who are addicted to pain, you're just sucking that pain body. I'm gonna think about the thing that makes me feel like a victim.
Yeah, I think this is a cool concept to really try and spend some time with. Like, what are you familiar with? Yeah, thank you. What are you familiar with? Because like we will stay in situations so much longer than is necessary because we've gotten used to it.
Yeah.
And it's like I think that's a lot of people when success kind of knocks on some people's door. They're like, nah, like I'm much better over here.
Or
the
thing
for what I was used to. Yeah.
The thing that happens right before success.
One of my favorite quotes is, people prefer known hells to unknown heavens. Bars.
Yeah.
Mad bars.
Unknown is so annoying sometimes. Like right now I've got to a place just today actually where I'm like, I don't care. Like if I look around and this is generally what I get to experience, I'm living a pretty good life. Like I don't care. I don't need any more than that, Yeah. But sometimes I'm like, fuck, like will I ever get out of debt?
You will.
I know I will. I know. I'm not worried about it right now. But just like the unknown is annoying sometimes at best.
But you got to trust it because things will evolve. Nothing will stay the same. I can guarantee change.
The unknown is why you're here.
Hey, there was a
meditate on that.
Oh,
the unknown's why you're here. If your future was
Right.
known, then it's already past.
Yeah.
It's already the past. Only the past can be known.
Yeah.
So if you know, think about how boring your
like
life would
that.
be if you knew exactly where you were going tomorrow. Even
Not-
all
yeah,
the good, all the bad.
exactly. Just
you
a
wouldn't have
little
a
bit
life.
more.
You'd already be dead.
Let me see my bank account in 10 years.
But I don't think you would want to know that.
Well,
Like if someone
it
said
could
to
be
you-
bad.
If someone said to you, completely up to you, would you rather know exactly what's going to happen in the next 10 years and plan for it, or would you not want to know? Which one would you take?
I'm going to take not want to know.
Of course. So you just answered your own problem, right? You said
Yes.
you don't like not knowing, but now you just chose not knowing.
Yes.
So the deepest part of you actually does want the unknowing.
Yeah, but it's annoying
So
sometimes.
you can trust the unknown? You feel like you go with the unknown?
You have to.
Yeah. That's
You
like
have to trust the
that's the
unknown.
choice you take like most times, like 9, 10 times.
What
out of
is the
10.
other option?
Exactly.
Because it's going to happen either way.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
why not
we
trust
can't
it?
know.
Yeah. Well, I just mean people try to control by over planning. There's sometimes a lot
Sure.
of like.
Well, that's just mankind.
yeah.
Like man plans and God laughs.
Yeah.
Like whatever, we've been given gifts, and I believe we're on certain paths and we're meant to do things. You've been given a gift. You're on that path. I've been given a gift. You've been given also gifts of acting, and you're very funny on stage and stuff. And so,
Thank you.
yeah, so we've been given a path and a destiny, but we also have free choice. So it's up to us whether or not we realize that goal.
Yeah.
And it's never A to B to C to D. Never. It's A to K to L back to B.
Yo.
Then to C D E and then Z all the way back to C. And then but like it's this until you make it there. Success is never A to B to C to D all the way straight through. Never.
I love that. I feel like I come prepared for that. I come preloaded to accepting change and just go.
What do you have a daily non-negotiable?
Like, do you meditate every morning?
As an
Daily
example.
non-negotiable.
How long were you on that stream of meditation? Basically,
Well, I would say gym.
Okay.
Gym, things have to be extraordinarily bad for me not to want to exercise in some way, because exercise is my natural antidepressant.
Yep.
And it doesn't always do the trick.
Nope.
But at least it always helps.
Yeah, it does
Just
always
knowing
It
that
always
I've
helps.
gotten there, even like pulling myself out of the sludge and just getting there
Yeah.
is, and I mean, the gym
Respectable.
is like many things in life. Showing up is 75% of the battle.
That's it.
And then it's just like, it's just everything in life is momentum.
Yeah, you actually kind of like it like 3/4 of the way through. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm almost on the other side of this shit.
I know what we're going to call this episode. Momentum with Matt.
Ooh.
Says momentum has been coming. Dude, you really do
Or
something.
unknown heavens and known
I
hells.
thought about that too when you said that. You have a special talent with energy, and it is momentum. You really do know how to like focus on a vision, like more than anyone I've met. Like you're obsessive almost. That's always been
We've
present.
argued about this.
We've talked about this a
No,
lot.
we've argued about this.
We've talked about it a lot.
I have been judged by you many times. Many times. Like, okay, so I was doing something called 75 hard.
The homie's extreme.
I
and
am
I'm
extreme.
saying, where's the balance? And he goes, I got
But
it.
there
Now
is
my arms now.
But you can't be balanced 24/7. In order to get where you need to go,
Okay.
by definition, there needs to be unbalance. You need to tip the scale and go 100% in.
Fair enough. I just think it hurts sometimes.
Sure it
hurts.
does. Sure it does.
And I'm
I
like-
don't always nail it, that's for sure.
But you
But you gotta at least try.
you get at it pretty good. But same thing with like just your streaming. Like you went in. Like you go in.
Yeah.
You've always been like that.
I've always been like
Yeah.
that.
That's special. There's something there. Like, I think that's kind of like.
Bro, you put up 365 music videos in a year.
I know.
Talk to me about extreme.
I'm-
But
Yeah,
but
like,
but,
you're
but you
such
said
an
but what did you
extremist.
get from that?
I'm saying.
It's a good
It's
thing.
a blessing.
Yes.
It's a total blessing. And you only get sharper and more
Right.
refined and better.
Now,
and
if
more
you were
grateful.
balanced, you
Yeah.
only would have put out how many? 180? Is that true though?
Absolutely.
There you go.
No,
so
I-
there are times in life where you have to be unbalanced. Then, once you get the golden goose, now you can be balanced. Now you can hold your little golden egg and say, okay, now I'm going to be balanced for a while. Until the next thing comes, and then you have to tip and go a little nutty.
all the way.
Yeah.
And so I agree in a professional sense. Like I am definitely the aggressive, fearless leader, like always like running towards like the next thing. Just on a personal though, I feel like sometimes the conversations we've had, I'm like, is that wise for sustainability?
But it's not about being sustainable. It's about getting to that mountaintop, and then you can sustain by relaxing and balancing.
And does
but you
that-
have to get there first.
Does that work? Is that a formula that you find works?
It's the only way to do it.
Okay.
You can't get success by
Lollygagging.
not lollygagging, but like there is no work-life balance when you're trying to get the bag. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's
If-
a marathon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if someone
Yeah,
said to you,
I agree.
if someone said to you, you'll make $1 million, but you have to work 12 hours a day for the next year. That's an extreme and it's insane. But you would do it, right? So remove someone telling you that this is what you need to do, and replace that with your own vision, and that's the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. When you whispering that in my ear, I'm going ham 24/7. That's the influence I got in my life. Yes, appreciate you. I agree. I
feel like
agree.
the smoke has like opened up something in my brain that's nice.
Yes.
I was actually kind of tired coming over here. And it's like,
Welcome.
yeah.
I think it's just watermelon gas.
Yeah,
by,
it's nice.
Barn Cat Genetics.
I'm not dizzy.
Great.
Yeah,
We've
normally
been-
when I'm here, there's so much smoke
Yeah,
that I start
okay.
to get a little dizzy.
Matt-
But I feel great.
Yeah,
It's
we've only smoked one joint.
Yeah. So I was gonna say
During your album launch party, I had to leave.
Yeah, we smoked Matt out.
I was like, I can't. I don't feel well.
And he stood
but then I was
outside.
like, "There's only one more song," and he was like, "Oh, really?"
Then
Okay.
I pushed through it, but I was like, I'm gonna throw up or something.
So
Because I'm not
we
like
had-
these people. Like you guys, it's part of your life. For me,
Yeah.
I might do an edible, but like remember the one time I tried a joint one time when I was downtown downtown LA with you, Eastbound, Mustafa,
Yes.
and someone else was there, and it was this
You smoked a blunt.
huge blunt.
Oh,
and
that's
I hit
a
it.
bad idea for to try.
Okay, well, blame him because he told me to do
I
it.
do.
And
I do
did
blame
it.
you.
And I did it, and immediately the room started spinning.
That's
Yeah.
because of the tobacco
Immediate.
from
And he
the
drank,
blunt,
and he-
man.
And so I went to the bathroom and I was like, "Oh, this is bad." It was like the equivalent of like being drunk.
If you
But
tried
it passed a
smoking
lot
one
more
of
quickly.
these
It
joints,
passed, yeah.
it would be a much different
It would be much
experience than what
different.
you had
Yeah.
that night.
Blunts are intense. She can't even do blunts
It's
now.
crazy how this is so much different than edibles. Like edibles, it's time released, and then it all comes on at once. And you're like, vroom.
Yeah.
But that is just immediately to the head.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
And especially the tobacco. That is what it's like.
Oh.
Get like
And it was funny too because I was like, yo, these guys are like cool hip hop guys. Like,
Yo,
you can't
okay.
bitch out right now. So I hit it.
Can
And
we tell?
I was like,
Fuck, that's so annoying.
He's on.
If I had been there, I would have told you no.
I immediately bitched out. I went,
Yeah.
oh, went to the other room.
He is with Mustafa, who's like Toronto deep 6 buzz man's like, and Eastbound, the producer of like the Travis Scott song, like big hip hop producer, and my rapper ass.
These guys been smoking,
And we're like-
here I am, like, hey there, fellas, can I join you in the smoke fest? Let's get some fried chicken and enjoy ourselves, which we did. I think we got Popeyes. And I was like,
Yeah.
shit, man, this is going to be great. I'm going to have a little bit, and I'm like, oh, no. And I just went, I was like, I'm not cool like you guys. And I think I tried to play it off, and I went into my bathroom. I was like, that was great. I'll be right back. I just kind of go,
Yeah.
oh, I got something to do.
Bro, I remember that. You walked away, and I was like, that's good. Just
But I think we did hit Popeyes at some point.
for
I
sure.
had so much Popeyes in LA. It was like,
did.
it's like, that's crack. That stuff. It's so good.
I know.
Their chicken sandwich,
Yeah,
so good, dude.
wash and
Huge chicken titties on that thing. It's fantastic.
It was so fun walking in LA, bro. We'd just go and we hit the Grove. Remember
I
that
miss it,
fried
man.
chicken from the Grove?
Oh my god! I think that was the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life. What was it called?
I don't know. It was at the Grove, and homie hooked me up too.
Anyway, there's this place at the Grove, and it's this little like hole in the wall stand, and they had
in
the
the
best
cafeteria, in the original.
fried chicken
Yeah,
ever that I've ever had.
What was the batter like? Was it light?
crispy.
It was
Crispy.
just
Crispy.
the best.
It was perfect. It was,
was
crispy.
just the
It
best.
wasn't too oily.
That's
No,
nice.
it was perfect chicken.
Yeah,
10 out of 10.
I agree. It was
Like Popeye's chicken sandwich is like, it's probably like an 8, right?
yeah.
These chicken tenders were 10.
Yeah.
And we dipped those bitches and they were thick.
Oh,
They were, oh my God, bro.
and it was fresh. He made them fresh for us.
I gotta look it up. Just
Yeah.
for anyone that might be traveling to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
you know,
us.
you know what night that was? It was a night at the Grove, a warm night. It was like a Tuesday night at the Grove. And
Tuesday.
I think it was Tuesday. It was my second night last in the city, and we went for a little bite to eat just in the evening
Swear
across to
on
the
me, Mum.
Grove.
Does anyone live in LA that wants to give us their place?
Yeah, let us know. We'll shoot our podcast in your place, become legendary place. Bro.
Oh, Fritzy Coop.
Fritzy
Okay,
Coop?
it's called Fritzy Coop Fried Chicken at the Grove. If you guys
Cute.
ever go to LA, please go there.
And-
This is not somebody using a personal bias and be like, I think it's the best. It is objectively the best chicken you will have in your life.
Wow.
I can't believe it's not more famous than it is.
Well, I think that they want to keep it that
Right.
way.
But I'm willing, like, if you know me, you know that I don't hype things up. Because I'm the type of person where if someone hypes something up for me,
Yeah.
it never lives up to it. Like, I'll give you a good example. We don't have Sweet Baby Ray's here in Canada, which is a barbecue sauce. Are you familiar with it?
Yep.
Okay, so it's like a really famous barbecue
Yeah,
sauce.
we
in the States.
do?
No.
I know. I thought we did.
Okay, maybe we just got it. Anyway, I didn't know. But I've never had it. Let's put it that way. I've never had it. And my American friends were like, you got to try it. It's the best barbecue sauce
like
in the world.
white label, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's the best in the world.
It
And
is.
I was like, I've never had it. And so when I was in Florida, London had it. And I was like, oh my God, I get to try it. And they had pulled pork and I tried it. And I was like, this is just good barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
But they made it sound like it was the second coming. And so that's the thing. Whenever I hype things up, I never hype things up unless it's something that I'm like,
Barbecue sauce and shit.
if Jesus made chicken, this would be his chicken.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Here,
Like
my
he makes it
children,
and then he goes,
I
ah.
have these little chicken nuggets. Enjoy them.
What is your necklace collar called?
Louis.
Color?
Color.
I don't know what
Are
you're
you
asking
seeing
me.
different colors, or am I just going
there's multiple
crazy?
colors.
Yeah. What is this called?
That felt a little bit
Multiple colors.
that felt a little bit
On
like
a chain?
like
I don't
a
know.
5-year-old question.
I thought it was like
What color is your necklace?
this is something. This pattern of colors is something.
Oh,
no?
well, this was
Are you
designed.
talking about the thing that he likes? Like,
Yeah,
often
like
his
this?
things
Oh,
are
iridescent?
iridescent.
No, this isn't
Iridescent.
iridescent. No.
Oh, it
iridescent
looks
is
iridescent
when
to
it
me.
mixes. It's like, you know when you see spilled gasoline?
Yes.
Okay.
This is
so
iridescent a bit right here.
that's iridescent. This is
Right.
iridescent. See
Do
how
you
they're
have
mixed?
any iridescent on that one?
I don't think so. But this was
Really?
No.
Remember that iridescent skull you gave me that artist made for you?
I'm just tripping balls.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But this
No,
was
I
actually
see it
designed.
now. That's really pretty.
This was
Now that I'm
designed by
looking
the
at it.
late great Virgil Abloh.
Wow.
This was the last one in Canada when I bought it.
Wow, that's really gorgeous.
And now, I don't know what this is worth now. I've worn it, so it, like anything that you wear, it's not worth as much. But my God, I could only imagine, because this was
it's beautiful.
before anything you bought that was designed by Virgil while he was at Louis Vuitton is worth a lot more. Like my shoes, I don't know if I told you guys this, but like
You just
It's okay.
it's fine.
Okay.
My shoes,
Keep it in
because I have a shoe collection in LA.
Right.
Oh, I see.
Just get it later.
OCD, I can't.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you. We'll get there. So I have a big shoe collection. I have like.
He has a lot of big shoes.
I have a lot of shoes.
The hats.
What the fuck is going on? Hold on a second. It's like a fucking maze. Okay. All right. So
got
I
a
have
bunch of
shoes
big shoes.
and shoe stuff.
Big shoes, 20 fingers.
Yeah, and I got a big shoe collection. My ex introduced me to Jordans when I was in LA, and that's just I learned about sneaker culture, and I ended up
I remember that. In
buying like
2018.
50 pairs of shoes, and 99% of them are Nikes. I think they're all Nikes now, but some of them are Off-Whites, and Off-White was Virgil Abloh's brand. Well, he did a collaboration with Nike where he would do Jordan 1 Off-Whites, and I've got like probably 7 pairs of Off-White Jordans. Now, here's the thing. I won't tell you what I paid for them, just to be humble, but they were expensive. Now, I have, like, the one pair that I ended up looking up. Again, they're not worth this now because I've worn them. If they were stock, they'd be worth this. But the one pair I have, which is a Jordan, the Chicago red Jordan 1 Off-Whites, they're like $20K US.
Wow, for shoes.
Yes. So
even
people don't-
if you were selling them used, would they go for a
probably
pretty
a lot
penny?
still
Yeah.
because they're rare.
Wow.
Yeah, and these shoes are like shoes. I don't think people realize shoes are an investment. Like
Art.
yeah, there
They're
are
art.
people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars flipping shoes.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you another example.
Winnie just joined the shoe gang. She got some Jordan 3s, and people are
Yeah.
like, nice 3s
It's
everywhere.
a whole
It's a whole
yeah.
culture.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I'll tell you one thing though. I get a lot of love.
Red Octobers.
No, how do I word this? I get a lot of love from black people. I just do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, black people
That's
love
where-
me. Like the shoe, like
That's where
as
the
opposed
culture
to,
comes
But I
from.
mean, as opposed to white people, like
That's where
white
the
people
culture
don't
comes
know too much about shoes. But I'm telling you, if I ever walk outside, it's always someone of color. Because they just got style and they understand the culture and they're like
That's where
are those the Off-Whites? And I never get that from white
Yeah.
people.
Bro, that's where the culture comes from. It is black
By the way, it's so
culture.
funny that I pause like that because I feel like we live in such like a weird time. Like I
Just
just
say what it is.
yeah, I know, but it's like
You're
that's
allowed
what
to pause. You're allowed to take
This
a
is
moment
actually
to be
worth-
like,
No, but this is worth bringing up. Like as a creator, I find that in the year 2023, you have to be so careful about what you say about everything.
You have
not,
to.
Not any one particular
Show
topic.
love.
Just like all things.
You have to.
Things can be taken so out of context.
But you
and-
show love. As long as you show love, you say, I'm
sure.
giving respect.
I'm a very firm believer that if you say anything out of love, it's the right move. If you do anything out of love, it's the right move.
And that with that will come consideration, right? So it's for sure to say like black culture started shoe culture. As a white kid, I feel like I was inducted into that, so I hold that more dear to my heart than any form of religion or anything. So when you're coming from talking about culture like that, that's you should not try to sweep it under the rug and say this is some This is some like white people learning to meditate. Everything started somewhere else, right?
In the East.
And it came
Far
here.
East,
So
yeah.
it's like I believe in those dApps. That's the
Yeah.
only way you can survive actually in culture is to pay homage. So
Yeah.
word up, good job.
Yeah.
But it's tough to say sometimes because it feels like you're adding a unnecessary adjective to something where it's like that's what it is.
Culture.
This is where it came from.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Would you consider yourself a fashionista?
Because you're fashionable. Look at these shirts.
I know, yeah. And you
No,
always
not a fashionista.
no.
No.
You got some shoes.
I'm not gonna wear a meat dress outside and be like fashion.
Do you
I-
open your drawer and are you
done
thoughtful?
Stuff, you've done stuff.
Yes, that I am. Well,
With
you guys
your-
know my style.
Yeah,
this
that's-
is Bastille, which is an Italian designer.
Okay.
And I got this at Harry Rose, and all my shirts are Bastille just because I love it. What he does is he takes screenshots from famous movies. This is from The Dark Knight. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I
That's from The
can.
Dark
He's
Knight.
riding a skateboard.
And this is a real screenshot from behind the scenes of him.
I
of Heath
remember
Ledger
seeing that.
skateboarding over Christian Bale. Right? Was it Christian Bale? Yeah.
Someone was there.
And so he puts it, but he like does it on like a silk print.
Yeah, I was
and
just
he
gonna ask.
hand stitches it. And
Fuck.
and you get it at Harry Rosen. They're really nice shirts. They're very comfortable.
Do they wash?
Yeah, you're supposed to
Hang dry?
I was gonna say air dry. No,
yeah,
dry clean.
take it, yeah.
Dry clean.
Oh, you're supposed to dry clean.
Yeah, but I'm super lazy, so I just throw them in the washer.
But
you
they
can't-
survive?
But
They
they're
look
but
good.
sometimes they get like little like
Okay, yeah,
threads
because the
come out
silk,
you're not
right?
supposed to. I'm just
Yeah.
too lazy.
I couldn't imagine
I can't.
every time.
Yeah,
Like
I'm too
he gets
lazy.
one
No.
wear out of his shirts, and then his stinky armpits, he can't wear them a second time.
Yeah.
You got cats. And I believe
Yes.
they changed your life, bro. No?
No,
Because
that's
you
very
didn't
special.
have animals, and then you got animals, and then you met that kitty love, and you've been such a cat dad ever since.
Yeah, like I said, when I look at my life over when YouTube started to now,
Whoa.
I want to
Boy,
say
man.
every 3 years, my life radically changes.
That's about right, isn't it? Every 3 years.
And I was always a dog guy. And then when I moved to LA, I knew I wanted a pet. But the thing in LA is dogs are fashionable. They're like a fashion accessory. And so all the cute ones are taken the moment they come through the door. Like there's no wait list. Like they're just taken immediately.
Yeah.
And so,
Sold and flipped in the hills.
yeah, so I wanted that. I wanted like a little like gray dog or bulldog or something. I don't know. But none of them were available. So I was like, you know what? I'm
what
just
type
gonna
of
go.
dog you want? A gray one.
Yeah. But I'm just going to go with cats because they're cheaper. You can get two
For the
for
price of one.
1/4 of the price of a dog
Yeah.
with shots and everything. And I was like, well, I'm allergic, but I had an ex at the time who got an immunity from building it up just from being around them. And the same thing happened to me. First month was hell, though. I couldn't breathe.
You believed it though. You use your mind to change your body chemistry.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Well-
I have cat immunity now.
Oh, it's going to come.
I have cat immunity.
I mean, she's around you all the time.
I stayed
You just
pretty
gotta bury your
allergic
face in
to
that fur
Ace and
go
Kazi
for it.
until they got to a certain age.
I bite her. Yeah, they got stinky when they
Where do
get
you bite
older.
her? You bite her cheek, fat cheek.
I bite her on the neck.
Oh,
Cute
that's
dog,
natural
too.
because
Yeah.
that's where you can disable a cat. You ever see cats having sex?
Dude,
I'm
you're
bringing
the
this up for a reason.
You
you're
sent
the
me- you
one
sent
who
us-
taught me this.
Yeah. So I don't even remember how I came
spiky
across
dick.
it, but it was during the pandemic when we were locked in our houses, so I was probably looking up some weird stuff. And I don't know how I actually came across it, but it was two cats having sex, and the way that cats do that is the male cat mounts the female cat and bites the back of her neck. And if you know anything about cats, when you grab them by the scruff of the neck, it disables them. Like I don't know why that happens to their body, but they just go
Because
limp.
their mom grabs them from
That's
there.
where their mom picks them. They
So
bite them. It doesn't hurt
you
them.
can
Like
pick 'em
lions
up.
will pick up their cubs like right on the neck and
Yeah.
carry them, right?
And that's
so
their little handle.
But that's what the male does. Like he goes, and then he goes, and then he just like mounts and goes to town.
And then just one deep shot. Right?
Cats have barbed dicks.
Right? Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked
You're
up.
learning all kinds of stuff on the
Yeah.
podcast.
But like
you're welcome.
obviously cats are aliens. Like they are not
Yeah.
native to
Oh,
Earth.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're very wise, and I think that they're here
to guide us.
to guide us in some way. Like anytime I'm having a bad day, Ned will lay right here,
He's such a sweet
and his
boy.
paw will come up on my
Leave her
heart.
alone.
Paw will come up on my heart.
Aw.
and he'll try to heal me.
Ace
Hi, sweetie.
was a healer for Ellevan
Yeah,
as well.
Ace used to give me his vibration.
Nice toe beans.
Very nice toe beans, specifically some nice toe beans.
I love some good toe beans.
Yeah,
Nice and pink.
so cute.
I love her so much.
Hi, sweetie.
I'm so glad she's here.
Happy, healthy, safe.
And I told you,
Nice
I showed you
ears.
the picture. I'm like, dude, I'm considering getting this cat. And right away, you were like, dude, you should get that cat. Like right away, you're like, get that cat.
Ace would want you
I
to
had
get.
feelings
I
too.
felt that.
Yeah, I cried
And he's
when
guiding now.
when her mom's owner dropped her off and she was leaving. I just like started crying because I hadn't like had a conversation yet with Ace, but we had it.
She
in
loves
that
weed
moment.
too.
Yeah, she does love weed.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to know before we start to close up here, what is something that you're looking forward to creating, since creating causes you deep, deep happiness?
I haven't thought about that. What am I looking forward to creating?
Nice question.
I'm looking forward to continuing doing what I've always done because I'm good at it, but also keeping my experience open for God to work through me to create something that I haven't even thought of yet. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Cool.
For the next thing that's going to be big for me. Because I don't think my journey's over yet.
I
There
don't
was
think
a
it is
while.
either.
There was a while where I
know
thought
it's not,
YouTube was
actually.
over for me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? Like I reached the pinnacle. I did the thing, but we're only limited by ourselves. We really are. And the next thing, the next vision is going to come to me, and that's what I'm looking forward to. But I'm keeping my experience open and see what happens.
Letting that momentum fly.
Who inspires you?
The smoke is affecting me.
Cruising,
Who
buddy.
inspires me?
Pauly Shore, buddy. Cruise.
You know who inspires me?
Yeah, tell me.
People that I see that are not afraid in this time in history to fully embrace their divine masculine and their divine feminine.
Yeah.
That's what inspires me.
to find those parts as individuals within themselves on each basis, or when someone's fully in their masculine or fully in their feminine, or just people owning their energy fully,
Yeah, that.
expressioning.
That.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
I think
Yeah.
we're seeing. I think young people are all about that right
Yeah.
now. Like teenagers and early 20s. I think they're all about just like
accepting the natural
they don't.
blessings.
Yeah, they're like
of
we
being-
don't. We like the diversity of everything, which is nice because we definitely need that right now. We need diversity to be.
Yeah, diversity of thought, a little more acceptance to accepting others' thoughts as well as diversity. That was,
Of all, yeah.
man, evolution, evolving. Bless you. Thanks for coming on the
This
show,
was
bro.
so fun.
Long overdue.
We're gonna put.
yeah. Yeah, it's a
all-
long time in the making.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
Not the last, though.
Yeah,
No.
let's definitely do another update. Man, cool years, cool ride. I'm really grateful that actually we got it all out in one place.
Yeah.
Like up
Yeah,
to
me
this point,
too.
and then we can, next time talk about the rest.
I'd say we've come quite the way, fellas.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know that the person who I was when I went to Playlist, I think the one and only time, maybe I went twice, I don't necessarily enjoy or like that person.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
a
not
different
the
person
same.
now.
You're not the same. I'm
Yeah.
not the same. That's for sure. And we're going to keep affecting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to that, I just want to say that we are definitely not the same people that any of us were even a year ago.
Facts.
And the people that remain in your life, like you guys, I'm very grateful for, because those are the real ones. Like your beliefs might change, lots of different things might change, but the real ones are the ones that stick around and love you regardless.
Yeah.
And that's you guys. And
Love, bro.
yeah, to you
Love
guys
you.
and anyone else that's in my life like that, I really appreciate you, and I just want to say that.
Gratitude, brother. Thank you so much, man.
We appreciate your presence in our life too.
Okay.
Okay.
Boom, bang.
And
Hey.
you guys appreciate you guys too.
If you enjoyed this conversation, share it with a friend who might enjoy it as well. And also, smash that subscribe button.
posts and
Why'd you say that like a 1930s gangster? Smash it.
Because I watched YouTube videos that told me if I wanted get people subscribe, I had to not ask them like, hey, can you please subscribe to this channel? I had to do something like,
what do you say?
Interesting.
I don't. And
So
the reason I don't...
How you gonna not listen?
No,
I didn't know that.
Who's this other YouTuber?
Here's the truth about success online. If the content's good enough, it'll reach people. If it's not, no amount of asking for likes and subscribes is going to help. And vice versa. If you don't ask for anything, it's still going to take off and you're still going to get subscribers. You're still going to get likes. So the new generation, for some reason, at the beginning of every video, they'll be like, before the video begins, remember to subscribe. And like, don't say that.
It's so annoying.
Not at the beginning. I'm not going to like and subscribe just because you asked me to.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a million channels out there that I'm subscribed to. I don't need another one unless I decide.
Yeah.
So someone's going to decide to subscribe or like a video on their own merit and not because you asked them to. If anything, asking them to might do the opposite. Now, at the end of the video, it's fine.
Please subscribe.
No, at the end of the video, it's fine. I'm saying
You
at
know
the
what?
beginning of the video.
I've been thinking about this whole subscribing thing. Fuck right off.
Right? Like imagine like you watch a video, you have no idea what the video is really about, and the first thing you see is, hey, do this for me.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah, for sure.
You're not giving any value. The first thing the person hears is you're asking something from them.
Yeah.
In a world where if you've paid any attention to Gary Vee or any of these people, you know that you need to give only. Like,
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a really bad practice. It's like a tick that the new generation started doing. Don't do
Those
it.
fuckers.
Don't do it. You're asking
Those
before.
new young fuckers.
That's a
like
Matthew
someone-
Santoro OG exclusive.
I'm just saying. Like, imagine someone on the street going up to you, hey, you don't know me. Give me money.
yeah.
It's like, what? I don't know. Why would I do that?
It's so entitled.
Give me money.
It's so
I
entitled.
like that.
Give me money.
Give me money.
You heard it like a singer.
I mean, yeah, I did hear it.
You should
like
sample that and make a song.
Yeah.
I
Oh
will.
my
I
God.
will.
Oh my
Give
god.
me money.
Dude, remember when we started the Boom Bang thing and I made a song about that?
Little bit of boom.
Little
Little
bit of bang.
Stay.
Let's hang.
Nice.
It was fully
Oh my god.
About
You
Matt.
had a
Walk
little
in
song?
like
walking.
Get you off Johnny
And Cockring. Get you off Johnny Cockring.
Nice.
Boom,
Boom bang.
You guys made this song?
Well,
That's his song.
I made it, but it was like based off of like things that we had just
And
said.
there's a dance that goes with it.
Yeah, it's fucking so funny.
Anyone can do it. You just move your arms like this, and you make your foot go like this.
And with a straight leg. You gotta
And
keep
very serious, yeah.
Oh my god. I need to get this on video, you two.
Okay, bless. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Love.
Yeah.
Thank
See
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you next week.
You off Johnny Cockring.
Nice. Boom bang.
Boom bang.
You ever see something so true that you couldn't unsee it? Something that you just knew would serve you. Whether it be self-awareness, plant medicine, a lover, a career. That's what we get down to here. Welcome the disciplined stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness. Spark up or don't, and enjoy the show. Glad you're here.